Right now at noon, multiple vehicles were involved in a crash in Dodgeville. What could be the cause? And the Justice Department is investigating how financier Jeffrey Epstein died of an apparent suicide while in federal custody over the weekend.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Monday. Hope you all had a nice weekend. Let's go to the Weather Center now. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first alert forecast. Rain moving in.
That's right. Rain is moving in. We've been looking for that rain to come in pretty much all morning. And now that the afternoon is here, it is knocking on the door. Now, here's a live look from the station. It's cloudy. No rainfall is coming down as of yet. But as we jump over towards Platteville, that is where we have seen the rain and the fog coming down this morning. Overall, this morning, we did see some showers and thunderstorms over Iowa initially fall apart, but then they began to redevelop, and now those are redeveloping as they move into southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Folks like Platteville, you go over towards Darlington and Dodgeville, up towards Lone Rock and Boscobel. That's where the light rain is falling as of now, but extreme western Lafayette and Dane counties, that is where some of the rain is getting ready to work its way on into town. Temperature-wise, we are in the 70s, 75 in Madison right now, Janesville at 79. I do think we'll see these temperatures top out perhaps another degree or two warmer than where they are right now. But of course, Mark, we're going to be watching that rainfall come into the picture as we go through the afternoon. Some of that could be heavy, especially down towards the state line. We'll break that down coming up in Maine weather.
It is so humid, you know it's going to do something.
It's very humid, yes.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks, Chris. Topping the news today, an Appleton man is dead after drowning at a campground in Marquette County. Deputies say it happened around 2 Saturday afternoon at the Lake of the Woods campground in Crystal Lake Township. 36-year-old Eric Williams was trying to help his child who was struggling in the water. The child was able to make it to shore, but Williams was not. Deputies say bystanders tried to resuscitate him, but were unsuccessful. The drowning is under investigation. Multiple vehicles were involved in a crash in Dodgeville this morning. Iowa County Sheriff's Office says it happened around 6:30 on County Road YZ and County Road Z. Dispatchers say 2 ambulances made hospital runs but could not confirm if there were any injuries. The cause of the crash is unclear, but Iowa County Emergency Management Office says there was fog in the area at the time. Officials in Fitchburg are looking into what caused a house fire to reignite hours after crews originally put it out. The initial fire happened at 5614 Byerland Street just before 7 o'clock last night. Crews were able to get the fire in the attic under control, with the last units leaving the scene at about 10:30 p.m. Then at 2 this morning, an officer saw flames coming from the roof of the same house. Officials say the house is vacant, with no one living in it and no one inside at the time of the fires. No injuries reported. A Sun Prairie man is facing his 6th OWI charge. A Sun Prairie police officer saw a vehicle driving recklessly in the Walmart parking lot around 9:30 last night. The officer recognized the driver as Jimmy Cheney. After the officer did a records check, he found that Cheney does not have a valid driver's license. Cheney left the parking lot and was pulled over into a BP gas station where he hit a cement post. Police say he was not injured and arrested for his 6th OWI. An investigation is underway in Waupaca County after a man was killed when his home exploded. Deputies say it happened Sunday morning in Manawa. The Waupaca County Sheriff said that the man killed was likely asleep. He has not yet been identified. Deputies say the home was totally obliterated. The cause of the explosion has not been determined. The Justice Department is investigating how disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein died while in custody this weekend. Epstein, who is facing sex trafficking charges, apparently killed himself in a federal jail in New York City on Saturday. Mark Liverman is outside the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Lower Manhattan with the latest.
Attorney General William Barr said Monday he has learned of serious irregularities at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, where Jeffrey Epstein died while in federal custody Saturday.
I was appalled, and indeed the whole department was, and frankly, angry to learn of the MCC's failure to adequately secure this prisoner.
The medical examiner's office performed an autopsy on Jeffrey Epstein's body Sunday, but results have not been released. One source tells CBS News Epstein hanged himself. The disgraced financier died less than 3 weeks after sources told us he previously attempted suicide. Guards at the jail were supposed to check on him every 30 minutes, but that procedure was not followed the night before his death, according to the New York Times.
We will get to the bottom of what happened.
A union representative for workers here at the Metropolitan Correctional Center tells CBS News Epstein's death is not a surprise. She says staffing is completely inadequate, with workers putting in more than 60 hours a week, leaving them overwhelmed and not alert.
I think they're in shock.
Miami Herald investigative reporter Julie Brown, who spent more than 2 years looking into the Epstein case, tells CBS this morning she spoke with several of his alleged victims who feel his death robs them of their day in court.
They think that it's another example of how our criminal justice system is not only broken, but it seems to favor wealthy people who somehow seem to always be able to get away with things.
Attorney General Barr also said Epstein's alleged co-conspirators should not rest easy. Mark Liverman, CBS News, New York.
And federal investigators noted the indictment against Epstein included a conspiracy charge suggesting others could still face charges in this case. The Trump administration is announcing new rules which can deny green cards for immigrants who use Medicaid, food stamps, housing vouchers, or other forms of public assistance. The new rules go into effect in mid-October. Immigrant advocates worry that the rules will scare immigrants into not asking for help. And the most decorated gymnast ever is continuing to make history. Over the weekend, Simone Biles competed in the U.S. Championships in Kansas City. Biles became the first woman to land a triple-double in the floor exercise competition. Here she goes. It's pretty amazing. She was also the first woman to ever land a double-double dismount on the beam. Here's that remarkable feat. Wow. She won the overall gold medal. She is something else. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Say goodbye to ho-hum side dishes and hello to a fresh-tasting one that goes with just about anything. Plus, it only takes minutes to throw together. If your side dish lineup this time of year is baked beans, macaroni salad, and corn on the cob, and you just repeat these over and over, I think you'll love what we're whipping up today. It's a fluffy quinoa salad made with a collection of colorful veggies. And the best part, it goes with just about anything. We start by cooking some quinoa according to the package directions and cooling it. Then we add some cherry tomatoes that we cut in half, diced cucumbers, peeled or unpeeled, and some chopped red onion. Now, we add a can of chickpeas that we drained really well. And to give this a fresh summery taste, we mix in a homemade vinaigrette that we made with a few off-the-shelf ingredients. After tossing all this together, we finish it off with some crumbled feta. Then we're good to go. You can serve this at room temperature or chilled if you prefer. Either way, this side dish is so fresh tasting and different, everyone will be asking for more. To get the recipe for our garden quinoa toss, simply check out our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a colorful change of pace way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, rain is moving into the area. Meteorologist Chris Reese is tracking some possible thunderstorms for later today. We'll have more in your first alert forecast coming up. Our Call for Action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues. The number is 608-270-2833. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials down 210 points. The NASDAQ off 35. The S&P 500 down 16. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. Time now for the weather. Chris Reese is in your first alert weather center. Rain moving in.
That's right, rain is moving in. One of the things I want to talk about is the fact that we actually had some dense fog earlier today. And one of the things I was able to show you was the limited visibility. Well, of course, a lot of that visibility has gotten better for us, but check out what's happening back towards the south and west. Platteville and Dubuque, the visibility has gone down now to 7 miles and 4 miles. This is actually lining up with where we've seen some of that rainfall coming in. So we've got a lot of rain throughout southwestern Wisconsin, inching closer now to the Madison area as we speak. And oddly enough, right on time, this rain has started to arrive. And we've been watching this complex of showers and thunderstorms mainly throughout parts of the Midwest pretty much all morning long. This is what we call propagation. It's a fancy weather term for, okay, well, yes, this is falling apart only to redevelop and re-strengthen as it moves over towards the east. And so what we see moving in southwestern Wisconsin now is what's going to be the heavy rainmaker and strong storm maker for parts of the upper Midwest as we go throughout the day. Here's that regional low pressure. One of the things that's also happening today is it's going to track a little bit farther south than initially thought. That's simply because we had a weak cold front come through yesterday. It's going to overall keep the system at bay to our south. But here's a live look at Platteville right now, where that rain is coming down and it's getting closer, though it's not falling out of the sky in Madison just yet. Here's a live look from the Edgewater sky camera. Of course, things are cloudy. Temperatures are mild at 75 degrees. The winds out of the east at 7 miles per hour. Dew points at 68. The humidity at 79. So yes, it's very humid as you step outside. Temperatures in the 70s all across the state. Janesville at 79 right now. Monroe at 73. La Crosse is a common warm spot down in that valley. So that's why their temperature is a bit warmer at 80. But let's put this into motion. Watch how these storms begin to move on through. Here we are at 5 o'clock. This is the peak of rush hour, and that's when I do think some of the heaviest rain begins to move into the Madison area. So please give yourself some extra time as you head home. We had a lot of weather-related crashes this morning. Hopefully we can keep those at bay towards the afternoon and evening. By 9 o'clock, a lot of that begins to move on out. So that's good news. It's going to be fast moving, but the rain that comes down could be heavy at times. We may even see some lingering showers into your Tuesday. But in terms of the actual precipitation amounts, notice that the axis of the heaviest rain has shifted towards the south. So now it's along and just south of the state line. This time yesterday, a lot of the models were painting that heaviest axis of rain right through central Wisconsin. So we've shifted that heavy rainfall amount south, but I still do think that a lot of folks are going to end up with a quarter to half an inch, say, to Madison and points north, and then maybe half an inch to an inch from Madison and points south as we go through the overnight and evening time. It'll likely still be an efficient rainmaker. Given the southern shift, we have seen that marginal risk for excessive rainfall and the slight risk of excessive rainfall be shifted significantly to the south. So only the extreme southern corner of our area still has that risk for excessive rainfall. With that, we still have an alert day in our forecast for the showers and thunderstorms developing because folks near the state line could see 1 to 2 inches of the rainfall. But we'll begin to clear out, especially as we get you towards Tuesday afternoon. We'll see another chance for some showers as we head into Wednesday. Thursday looks good. Most of Friday looks good, but Friday night into Saturday, we could see some showers and thunderstorms as well. One of the things I want to point out for next week, you see those temperatures in the low 80s mark. Our average temperature is now 79. So it does look that as we round out August and head into September, we may still see some above average temperatures.
All right. Well, we don't need heavy rain, so this is good news.
Yeah, this is good news for us.
All right, Chris, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at noon, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. The number to call, 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this.
WISC
Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here, taking your plant and garden questions at 270-9933. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Not a good sign here. The mums are back.
Yes, the mums are. Mums the word. the mums are here.
Summer's winding down.
Sorry, days are shorter. It's supposed to get cooler.
These are all cooler weather
These
annuals.
are all cool weather annuals. So we have some Swiss chard, edible, and delicious and very ornamental, and some rudbeckia, mums of course, ornamental kale, and ornamental peppers, which are edible, but I would say probably not delicious.
Okay.
Bred for their cuteness,
Just
not for
because you
their
can't
flavor.
eat them, you shouldn't.
Exactly.
All right, let's start with Kelly from Schulzburg. Hi, Kelly, what's your question?
Yes, I just bought 2 hibiscus plants from the store. Is it too late to plant them now, or will they last through the winter? Or do I have to replant, or what? Which I do.
Kelly, let me ask you, are they the big flowered tropical ones?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so those need to be in pots. They will not survive the winter outside in our climate. There are hibiscus that are hardy for Wisconsin. One is called, oh, I'm having a brain freeze again. Rose of Sharon.
Okay.
And then there are the big annual, the big perennial ones like Lord Baltimore. But those really cool tropical ones with the bright colors are not hardy here. So put them in a pot, enjoy them through the winter.
All right, they're houseplants.
They're houseplants.
All right, Karen in Middleton. Hi, what's your question? Karen, you there?
Hi, I had the city. Yep, I had the city require me take down a large tree which shaded my lily of the valley, and now my lily of the valley just look horrible. You know, when can I cut them back?
Well, you can cut them back now. Lily of the Valley will probably adapt to a sunnier spot. What will happen is it will be like a bleeding heart or some of the early spring perennials where they come up really beautifully in the spring and then they start to look kind of rangy when it gets hot. So they'll be fine, but probably the foliage won't last as long.
All right, let's go to Dawn in Madison. Hi, Dawn.
Hi, I have a bleeding heart that's in a clay pot that I was told I need to transplant into the ground, and I'm not sure when would be a good time to do that.
You can do that anytime. The sooner you get it in, the more time it will have to establish. Bleeding heart, like a sort of shadier spot, morning sun is great, and then don't be surprised, like I said earlier, that it's going to be really beautiful and bloom, and then when the summer gets hot, it'll kind of die back.
Yeah,
and that's pretty normal.
Exactly what it looks like right
Okay,
now.
well, get it in the ground.
Get it in the ground.
All right, let's go to Joan in Madison. Hi, Joan.
Hello, this is Joan, and I had a question about honeysuckle. I've always heard that honeysuckle attracts birds and therefore was a good shrub, but lately they've been saying that it's an invasive species and we should get rid of it if we can. Now, what's your take on it?
So the vining honeysuckles, which flower but don't fruit, are fine. But those shrub Asian honeysuckles, which get the little red fruits, are considered an invasive by the DNR, and they're actually on a watch list, and you should take them out. Somebody could report you, and the DNR would ask you to take them down, or if you didn't, once you're on their radar, they might take them down and charge you for the labor. So get rid of them. You can't find them in stores anymore.
All right, we'll go to Gail in Poinette. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
I have walnut trees and elm trees that sprout up all over the place. Is Roundup the only way to go? They're in the ferns, the hostas, the sedum.
Yeah, what you'll want to do is cut them back and then paint the Roundup on the cut stems. And now that plants are starting to maybe go a little dormant when the weather cools, that's a really good time to do that because it'll take the chemical into the roots and kill them. And you'll want to do that because lots of things are have problems with the toxin that that black walnuts put out, so you might lose other plants. So you want to take care of it.
Okay. All right, we're out of time. Thanks for calling. If you're on the line, Lisa will talk to you off the air. Quinton Cephas, the former UW football player who was found not guilty of sexual assault is planning a news conference today, and with the members of the UW-Madison football team. We'll bring you that live on News 3 Now at 5 and channel3000.com. Here's Chris with one final check of your forecast.
We're watching the rainfall move in as we speak. Still, things are cloudy in Madison, but the rain is coming down in Platteville, places like Dodgeville, so it's getting close. We'll see more showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. We'll try to dry out on Tuesday, but we'll look for another rain chance moving into Wednesday.
All right, keep the umbrella handy. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Thanks for watching.